Hey, I've been doing vintage videos for a while over on Instagram, but their time limit kind of hinders some of the stuff you can say. You can't do longer format or talk about everything you really want to talk about. So I decided to give YouTube a try. For my first real video, I was going to talk about my death pile. Now, if you aren't familiar with the term in the reseller world, the death pile is kind of where you stick inventory and it kind of piles there and it goes to die. There's lots of reasons for this happening. Sometimes it's because you got items and they weren't as valuable as you thought and they aren't worth your time, or just because you run out of time and out of sight, out of mind. Or I think a lot of times for me is because the joy in reselling and what I'm doing is the excitement when I find a vintage item and the excitement I get when I sell it, and all the stuff in between, I'm not as interested in. Um, so when I first get an item, it's exciting. I'm stoked about it. I love it. And when I sell it, I'm stoked about it and I love it. But the listing is boring, the taking photos, it's all boring. So I got a dead bot. And I was trying to get it down again, and I gotta say, pulling some of the items, I got that joy of finding things again because it's been a while since I've seen them. So I pulled this bag. These are all items that I got a few months ago when I was in Pennsylvania. I'm going to go through it and I'm going to show you what I got, uh, tell you why I think they're cool, and about how much money I think they're worth. All right, so first up is this Kellogg Double Dip Crunch hat. It's super cool, trippy 70s print. I think it's a child's hat, so I'll have to stretch it a little bit to fit me. Honestly, if I still wore hats, I'd definitely be tempted to keep this piece. I might have to sell this in my antique booth because it looks like it doesn't sell as high as I thought when I picked it up. I might be able to get $25 for it in person. Uh, Next up, I have this Genesee Cream Ale beanie. Um, it seems like Genesee Cream soda hats and stuff sell 25 and up. There's currently one beanie like this listed, but it's new and tagged. They got 50 bucks on it. It also has a palm. I might be able to get 30 for this guy. That's what I'm hoping. Next up, new in package vintage pole. I love the packaging. It's got those bright bubbles. Honestly, that's why I picked it up. I got it in a junk drawer. Didn't pay much for it. So I'm hoping it can get around 20 bucks. It's got that really cool mid-century look to it. Next up, this Cookie Monster cookie jar car. This is from the 70s. Most people that are listing them about at 40 some dollars, 46, 48. Honestly, I think I'm going to try for 30 because there are a few people that are listing him lower, but he's really cool. I'm not sure about this lid. Like, this lid's interesting because he doesn't go down or anything, and the lid definitely doesn't fit over him. So anyway, it's a cool car. Again, I got it in a junk bin and I just picked it up because 1970s Sesame Street. Why not? You know, I sell a lot of toys, especially at my in person location. I do a lot of vintage toys. Next up, a Granada fender badge. Now, I don't know much about cars, but a lot of the old badges and stuff they sell, especially some of the rarer older models. So, as I said, I don't know much about them, but when I can pick them up cheap, I do pick them up. That said, the Granada fender badge looks like it goes for maybe $10 to $12. I think I'm probably going to throw a tag on it and throw it in my vintage booth so that I don't have to bother with taking pictures, listing, and shipping it. Um, that said, I also got a Grand Rio grill badge, and at the same time I got the Grandata. Now it does not have the screws on the back of it, but I've seen badges that were in really rough shape that honestly have the screws on it go for 60 bucks. One that has the screws in it and is in decent shape can go for $80. So I'm hoping for the fact that I don't have screws, but the fact that it's in decent shape, that somebody's willing to do the work to get it glued into a grill that they're restoring, will pay something like $50-$60 for this. And this is why I pick up badges even though I don't know anything about cars, because while that one's worth $10, I think I can get 60 for this. Um, and so that's why I do it. Anyway, those were some items that were in my death pile that just sat there, and there is no good reason for it because there's some good stuff in it. There's some good sales, good turn in profits. I didn't pay much money for any one of those items, um, and I just put them there, and I forgot about them, and they went to sit there and die for a few months. Anyway, that's part of me trying to get back my death pile. I'm going to try and list all these things today. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. I hope you enjoy it. You can do all that subscribing stuff, you know where the links are, and I'd love to hear your comments. Bye.